He has now been washed, clayed, deconned, all that kind of thing. All the edges of all the panels, like all the edges in there, they've all been cleaned thoroughly, and there was a lot of wax residue from whoever's been detailing this before. That will cause a lot of issues with the film because it'll stick on the film and you'll never get it out, and the only way to fix that is to replace possibly a $250 piece of material, and that's unwanted thing. So that's why it's important to clean it well beforehand. There is no patterns on any software from the two leading manufacturers who have both got a very, very good software out there, but there's no software for this 2008 Audi. So we're going to bulk install this whole car, and what we've done is measured some material off the roll, 3 meters here. So I need 3 meters to do each side just to do a quarter panel. So at $135 a meter, that piece there is around $400 just for this piece. Then there's the other side. That's $800 just in material cost. All right, provided I don't stuff it up and we don't have to throw it in the bin. So now what we're going to do is, with a marker pen, I've drawn out a rough cut point. There's a cutting point, so that tells me where the panel sort of ends, and I'm overshooting that by at least 2 inches on either side, so that way if I need to stretch for whatever reason, it's out of skew from this rough design. I've got an extra 4 inches, or 2 inches on either side, giving me a 4-inch sort of buffer on adjustment if I need to. So I'm going to cut this out, and then the whatever is left over, which is quite a large portion, may fit the door. And some of you who are probably wondering, well, why don't you just do the whole side in one piece and cut it and draw the line and cut? Because when you do that, you actually don't have enough material. Why? Because between each panel, you need probably about that much on at the edge of each panel, because you need to have enough to be able to pull and stretch, and then also to wrap around the edges. So sometimes just by going, well, putting a line there, putting a cut there isn't good enough. So you don't always just get another panel, even though it technically could, you could technically get another door out of that. You may not, unless you've made, like what I've done over here, the actual panel ends over here, but I've actually cut the material over there. So that's given me an extra 500 mil. I think I've probably cut an extra sort of 30 centimeters, maybe 40 centimeters of extra material, purely because I want to get the door out of this. So now that I've marked out the quarter panel, I'm going to see the actual quarter panel ends, where are we? Ends right there. But I want enough material, when I actually cut this, I'm going to cut it to there. Just so that way I don't stuff it up, because there's many times in the past where I've cut too close and ended up being short by, I don't know, 20 mil, 2 centimeters, and that's enough to throw a $400 piece of material in the bin. So it's better to account, when prepping up material on bulk install, allow a lot of extra. It's better to say up front, I'm allowing to waste a lot of extra now and cut it that way, then it's much better to do it that way than to find out you're this much short and having to throw away a $200 or $400 piece of material. So I'm going to finish.